was a genius par excellence, a legendary creator of a masterpiece for his king and empire. The second Velarde is an unintended claimant of our patrimony and a humble bearer of our destiny's hidden treasure. At the Sotheby's in London, Mr. President, in 2014, I humbly fought to bring the map back, not for myself, but for the nation. A singular act of reclamation restored justice to our history. Today, I shall fulfill that providential purpose as a sacred mission by presenting the map to you. As I have my president, Father Pedro Murillo Velarde had a king, and he was ordered to finish a map of his extended territory in the farthest place in the world. He was given 1 year. Father Pedro Murillo Velarde, alongside two Indios, Nicolas de la Cruz Bagay, the engraver, and Francisco Suarez, the artist, drew upon the collective memories and oral traditions of thousands of early Filipinos, the true authors of the map. These Filipinos planted the seeds of their proud spirit, their deep bond with the land and the seas, their indigenous freedoms, and their advanced culture, all beautifully captured and etched on the Velarde 1734 map. Over centuries, those seeds absorbed the memories and aspiration of a silenced people, stretching unseen roots deep into this nation's soul. Slowly, they wove a foundation of resilience from the map's documented memory of their intrinsic freedoms. This resilience fueled generation of Filipinos after generations, knowing in their hearts that colonialism and oppression was an anomaly and an aberration. And freedom to the Filipinos is the alpha of our ancestors and will always be our omega. That threshold that connects both will now depend on the collective will and action of today's generation. And so, history unfolded. What was once a map of subjugation was reborn, a map of liberation. This map served as a crucial piece of historical evidence, in our case at UNCLOS, affirming our sovereignty over the West Philippine Sea, transforming this colonial map into a powerful legal and moral weapon of sovereignty. Mr. President, your leadership has been pivotal in the continuing transformation of the Velarde 1734 map. Before you rose to power, even after the UNCLOS victory, no president was willing to accept this map, let alone bestow upon it the honor and recognition it deserved. So I asked in the middle of the night, would the map's significance fade? Will it just be a decorative wallpaper? Or far worse, would it be cast into the dustbin of history, but a nation teetering on the brink of becoming a province of another? My team and I, ordinary citizens in education, media, and telecommunication, distributed thousands of copies to local leaders, farmers, fishermen, students, teachers, the military, communities nationwide, and allied foreign leaders. We created social media campaigns to reignite patriotism and love for the country. Today, the people have embraced the map as a symbol of resistance, sovereignty, and national identity. Mr. President, when you assumed leadership in 2022, one of your earliest acts was to honor the nation's cultural and historical heritage. With the First Lady's leadership, our map, alongside the treasured works of Jose Rizal and countless others, now proudly resides in the permanent gallery of the National Library of the Philippines. Thank you, Madam First Lady. You embody the role of a true mother of the nation. Mr. President, your bold declaration, "Not an inch of our territory shall ever be lost," restored dignity to the highest office of the land and united the nation in sovereignty and pride. You transformed the map into a symbol of unity, grounded in courage and dignity. Under your leadership, the Filipino people witness the embodiment of 4 transformative principles of presidential leadership or any kind of leadership. Courage, not capitulation. Freedom, not subservience. Compassion, not cruelty. Dignity, not shame. These principles shine through the Velarde 1734 map. History teaches that no president chooses to make a map sacred. The sacred map determines the rightful president. So, Mr. President, destiny has willed that the Velarde 1734 map has chosen you as you prepare to fulfill your own next appointment with history. The world now watches as a leader of a small nation stands firm, holding a hegemonic power, accountable, and restoring balance on the global stage. As you ascend to this global role, my humble and solemn plea, Mr. President, is for you to proclaim to the world the shining example of the Filipino people. By transforming a colonial map into a moral weapon and a perpetual symbol of resistance, sovereignty, and dignity, we declare to the world that the shackles of colonialism indeed can be broken. We stand as proof, we Filipinos, that hegemonic threats undermine sovereignty can be resisted, not just for ourselves, but as hope for countless nations still bound by these enduring challenges. May you draw upon the Philippine experience and the principles you embody, Mr. President, to inspire others to reclaim their own histories, resist oppression, and exalt their dignity, with the Velarde 1734 map standing as a living legacy of universal liberation. Let us all celebrate with pride, for our nation holds a history as beautiful as it is profound. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Madam First Lady. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Velarde. At this point, we shall now witness the launching of the Mapa Natin, Kwento Natin nationwide education campaign through an audiovisual presentation. This audio presentation brings this historic map to life in a way that resonates with the heart of Filipinos today. This video launches the Mapa Natin, Kwento Natin nationwide education campaign about the map and its significance to the nation.
18, mga kababayan. Ako po si Pablo.
Ako po si Stel.
Ako po si Justin.
Ako po si Josh.
At ako si Ken.
And we are
SB19.
Nandito po kami ngayon sa Permanent Gallery ng National Library of the Philippines sa Maynila.
At dito, makikita ang mahigit 80 orihinal na dokumento, aklat at manuskrito na nagpapakita ng mga makasaysayang pamana ng mga mapa ng ating bayan.
Ang No Limitangere, El Filibusterismo, at Mi Ultimo Adios ni Dr. Jose Rizal ay ilan sa mga idineklarang National Cultural Treasures na matatagpuan dito.
At hindi lang yan. Noong Setyembre 2024 ay formal na nailipat dito ang orihinal na Murillo Velarde 1734 map, ang itinuturing na mother of all Philippine maps.
Kung maaalala ninyo, makikita ang Murillo Velarde 1734 map sa music video namin para sa What?
Ang Murillo Velarde 1734 map ay binuo ni Padre Murillo Velarde, isang Heswitang pare at kartograpo kasama ang mga Pilipinong sina Francisco Suarez na gumuhit nito at Nicolas de la Cruz Bagay na nag-ukit nito.
Naibalik ang mapang ito sa Pilipinas. May 10 taon na ang nakakaraan matapos manalo sa isang auction si Ginoong Mel Velasco Velarde, chairman ng Asian Institute of Journalism and Communication at ng Now Group.
Naging mahalagang ebidensya ito sa panalo ng Pilipinas sa kaso tungkol sa West Philippine Sea sa Permanent Court of Arbitration sa The Hague, the Netherlands.
At syempre, libre pumasyal dito sa National Library. Lahat ay iniimbitahan namin para makita ng malapitan ang mga pambansang kayamanan.
O ano, ikot na tayo?
Tara!
Tara.
Alam nyo, maganda kung mag-selfie tayo. Tara!
Selfie? Sige,
tayo sa map.
selfie. Ano
Okay,
gusto ko?
selfie. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1.
Ayos.
Perfect! Oh, check nyo. Okay.
Grabe yan.
Post ko to
Murillo
mamaya.
Velarde. Siyempre, what ka talaga sa yaman ng kasaysayan ng ating bayan at mahalaga na balik-balikan natin ito dahil sabi nga sa kanta namin na mapa. At kahit na kailan pa may di mawawala pagkat dala ko ang mapa. Saan man mapunta, alam kung saan nagmula.
Mapa natin to, kwento natin to.
We shall now begin the sacred rite, a covenant of repatriation and custody of the Murillo Velarde 1734 map. I shall read about 8 or 10 lines from what you see here. So allow me to begin. In the name of our shared history and the indomitable spirit of the Filipino, I, Mel Velasco Velarde, ordinary citizen and loyal servant of the Republic, humbly return to the Republic of the Philippines a treasure of immeasurable significance, the Murillo Velarde 1734 map. I will jump. In a spirit of solemn duty, I present to His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. the Velarde 1734 map in its exceptional physical condition. This map is accompanied by a manifest born from the collective will, sacrifices, and triumphs of the Filipino people, forming the following enduring, inseparable, and unshakable moral truths. The Velarde 1734 map, once a symbol of 300 years of colonization and a trophy of the First Global War, has been reclaimed and repatriated by the Filipino people. Through their unwavering love of country, this map has been transformed into a timeless emblem of Filipino resistance, sovereignty, and unity. The return of the Velarde 1734 map restores not merely a relic of antiquity, but a sacred fragment of the Filipino soul, an enduring symbol of our shared identity, a radiant beacon of moral courage, and a sublime testament to the indomitable spirit and resilience of our people. Lastly, the Velarde 1734 map now stands as a living legacy of liberty, inspiring generations of Filipinos and encouraging nations around the world to view their histories not as burdens to bear, but as moral foundations upon which to build their own liberation and future. By this act, I consecrate this map to the care of the Republic and our people, entrusting it to the nation's guardianship as a perpetual symbol of our history and destiny. Let it inspire generations to honor our shared heritage and strive for a future rooted in justice and freedom. Signed, Mel Velasco Velarde, ordinary citizen and loyal servant of the Republic. This 6th day of December 2024. Mr. President, I deliver the map to you.
May we now invite the President and the First Lady for the presentation of the Murillo Velarde 1734 map. To assist with the presentation, Mr. Velarde will be joined by former Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio T. Carpio. This moment marks the culmination of efforts to return this invaluable historical artifact to our nation's heritage. Thank you, Mr. President and First Lady. May we now invite the President to deliver his message.
Your Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, retired Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, Chairman Mel Velasco Velarde, who has donated the Murillo Velarde 1734 map to the government. A gift, a gesture of magnificence that will be very difficult to equal. First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos, who played a very large part in bringing all of these together, taking the map to the National Museum and formalizing, actually, the map that really has come to define the Philippines. My fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This Murillo Velarde 1734 map, or Carta Hydrográfica y Chorográfica de las Islas Filipinas, is widely regarded as the mother of all Filipino maps. Beyond its intricate detail and craftsmanship, it is a defining testament to the deep historical roots of our very identity as a nation. Created by Jesuit cartographer Pedro Murillo Velarde and brought to life by two Filipinos, Francisco Suarez and an artist, Nicolas de la Cruz Bagay, who engraved it, the map encapsulates not just the geographical contours of our archipelago, but also the vibrant interplay of cultures, of peoples and traditions that define our nation. The map features details that go far beyond rivers and coastlines. There are depictions of indigenous Filipinos, mestizos, sanglees, bustling ports, verdant rural landscapes as well. It is as if Murillo, Velarde, Sanchez, and Bagay sought to tell the world, yes, it is a collection of islands, but more than that, this is a nation that is in the making. In 2014, it found its way back home through Mr. Mel Velarde, who is here with us today and who deserves a very large round of applause for what he has done. At an auction in London, he reclaimed it not as a private collector, but as a steward for the nation. Through his generosity, this invaluable piece of history was not locked away in obscurity, but it was restored to its rightful owners, to us, the Filipino people. This historic artifact was among the over 270 maps submitted by the Philippines to the arbitral tribunal constituted under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea in 2013. And these maps were crucial in establishing the Philippines' entitlement to maritime areas, as reaffirmed in the 2016 Arbitral Award on the South China Sea. The Murillo Velarde map, in particular, provided critical evidence to demonstrate that the Philippines has continuously exercised authority and jurisdiction over what is now identified as Panacot Shoal, now Scarborough Shoal, and Los Bajos de Paragua, Spratly Islands. The 2016 Arbitral Award clarified maritime entitlements under UNCLOS, reinforcing our rights over resources within our exclusive economic zone and continental shelf. Today, we honor a foundation document that embodies the truth of our nation's maritime heritage. This map's significance transcends the time that it has existed. What began as a map of the Philippines during the Spanish era became a formidable piece of evidence in our assertion of our rightful entitlements in the complex legal arena of the 21st century. It reminds us that when history, when meticulously preserved, wields immense power to inform and to uphold the truth. The Murillo Velarde map is an important gift from our past that defined the country's territory, and it is now our duty to carry its legacy forward to future generations. Let us not only admire the artistry of the masterpiece presented to us today, but also draw inspiration from its enduring message, the call to protect and to assert what is rightfully ours, with resolve and with integrity. Together, we hold the pen to write the next chapters of our nation's history, chapters that uphold the principles of justice, truth, and unity. Let us ensure that the legacy of the Murillo Velarde map continues to guide us in our journey as a nation, steadfast in our identity and resolute in our aspirations. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we request the President and the First Lady to grant us a photo opportunity. First, may we invite the Velarde family. Please proceed in front. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, please stand by. Thank you, Velarde family. Please exit to your right. Next, may we call on the members of the Diplomatic Corps. Now Group and AIJC executives, please stand by. Thank you. Please exit to your right. May we now invite the Now Group and AIJC executives. National Library of the Philippines, government officials and state security forces, please stand by. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Now, may we call on the National Library of the Philippines, government officials, and state security forces. Thank you. Please exit to your right. And that concludes our program. Congratulations to the Asian Institute of Journalism and Communication and the Now Group. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.